Up the Pids. What a time to be alive. U.S. Open Cup win in the books. Pids in the playoff picture. Matt Wells ball going crazy. The Houston Massacre, some are calling it. Wow, we've got teenagers debuting. It is the brightest timeline of all timelines to be Burgundy boys, and we're coming at you to break it all down starting now. Up the Pids, my friends, coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge above the DNVR bar from downtown Denver on the corner of Colfax and York. We are the DNVR Rapids podcast, doing the damn thing. Call it a winner's lounge because the Pids have won 2 in a row. Should be 3 in a row by that Mickey Mouse Canadian refereeing did us dirty, but I like to say at even strength, the Pids were winning that one. Anyways, we've got lots to break down on this one. Been a couple weeks, but boy, has lots happened, and it has been glorious across the board. I'm joined by the great downtown Dwayne Burgundy. And super producer Yaya is in fact with us in his most super of producing vests. Yaya, let the people hear your voice so they know.
Yeah, I don't think they want to hear this much.
Oh, they want to hear.
Listen, it's like gold coming into my ears.
People love it, man. I don't get it.
It's beautiful.
Since we transitioned, Big Mitch, not with the MVR, us doing this, the three of us. We've managed about 75% of shows. One of the three of us manages to crash out and stuff. I'm going to predict no crash outs in this one. I think the timeline is so bright. Things are so good with this club that even we couldn't crash out on this one. It is glorious. And I don't care if I've got work messages coming in and people bugging me about stuff that's not Rapids related. Don't care. I'm living my best life.
It's the way to live.
Even a U.S. Open Cup win yesterday against Omaha. I believe it's pronounced Union. That was an old bit on bets as anytime Union Berlin came up, we pronounce Union correctly. But no, I believe in Omaha they actually pronounce it Union. The Workers Union?
What?
God, that's the best clip. That's the best clip. Shout out to that drunk Philly fan. We love her so much. It's honestly become almost a Mandela effect clip for our show. We don't even know if it's true, if it happened. But
we found it, and we don't even know if it was like the right one.
Boy, does that make us laugh. Yeah, we wanted to show Paxton Aronson that one, and then we were like, oh, maybe this clip doesn't hit the way it's for us. Let's not get too lost down the rabbit hole because we do have these 3 beautiful games to recap, and we're doing that with big takeaways. How do you want to do this? Big takeaways for all 3 or go game by game, big takeaways?
Let's go game by game.
We've got time, man. We've got time.
There's always time for the Pids.
Damn straight. It's just really true. They go to the T-Dot. That's Toronto for those who only mess with the USA and Mexico, which might be the camp I fall under. I might be a south of the border only guy. Wow, that got a little laugh from Yaya. He gets it. That dude gets it. Yeah, this was an insane one. And honestly, it's a loss. It's a really ugly own goal. It's they shouldn't have lost this one. Yep. And yet I felt so positive about this game because it was so damn entertaining. Like, what a way to start a Saturday at 11 watching this stupid game. Jackson Travis gets a red card. Somehow VAR kept this. Game is gone, Yaya. We've gotten so soft.
You know what? I'm a Jackson Travis guy, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm
J-Trav forever.
Like, there's a million Travis fans. I'm one of them. There's 10. I'm one of them. He has none. I'm dead. That's how I ride, brother.
Damn straight.
But the thing with him, like, that was completely a red. It was unnecessary.
Wow.
He runs at him, like, and cleat up, hits him right on the ankle. Should have been a red. Like, you got to be more careful in that situation. Like, the ball was already gone. It's the youth being shown in this team a little bit, but it's one that even when the Rapids were winning, I was more mad about the second red card than the first one.
Yes, and that one could not be reviewed. The double yellow for Miguel Navarro. That was rough. And then Wayne Freddick earns his own, forces Toronto into a red card. So the youth giveth, the youth taketh. And then Paxton bangs a free kick from there. And all of a sudden, Pids up 2-0 like that. And then the other red card comes, and the game totally flipped. And what an ugly own goal. But your biggest takeaways, Dwayner?
Before the takeaways, how funny is it that, I don't know if maybe this is just me, but we're playing Toronto, the new home of Georgi Mihailovic. That Paxton kick, how much did that remind you of the Georgi kick last season where he kept it on the ground? Everybody jumped over. I don't know if you remember that one. But it felt just very similar, and I just thought it was weird given it was Toronto. But anyway, that was in my head. I thought it was weird.
But how great is it that we're back to being able to score direct free kicks like that?
I mean,
Paxton came on the show kind of on a heater.
And now he's been on a heater ever since. I know. You're welcome, Pids fans.
The DNVR bar giveth and taketh as well.
So I missed the first half. I was sending you guys messages. I was at my daughter's first game. We rushed home. I came in. I sent these guys a message. I said, I've got 35 minutes before I have to leave for game number 2. We're up 2-0. What the hell with these two Reds? What's going on? And then everything went to crap. Just craziness after that. What
Insane
a wild
game to jump in.
Just a wild second half.
It had everything.
It was crazy.
It was so
absolutely crazy.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nuts. And then I went to my daughter's second game, like, just in a weird state of like, I hate that we lost, but like, what a wad of craziness before this next youth game I'm heading off to. 3 takeaways.
Nice.
Before I get any further off course. Refs are going to ref. Everyone knows, if you know me, I don't like MLS refs. They irritate me so much. And you think back to a few years ago, the strike and all this, we need to give them this. And I don't know what the stats are on this because I'm just going vibes here.
Yeah.
I don't know how much change there has been.
No.
But that second yellow, especially, that converted to the red, was one of the softest calls I've ever seen. Garbage call. So there's 1. 2, I think Stefan probably drove the nail into the
Nice.
into the men's national team coffin with that game. I think personally, Stefan should already be on the men's national team roster.
Agreed.
I think his resume, what he's shown the last 2 seasons, should guarantee him a spot on that.
Agreed.
I don't know why Poach isn't putting him on there, but that weird, crazy game, I think the own goal, I think a lot of that is on the wind, but you're a pro. You still got to stop it. But
just cannot happen.
Yeah, it just can't happen at that level. And so I think that is the biggest unfortunate part of that whole game is Stefan with the national team.
That is a big takeaway.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well done. You executed the assignment. I approve. Yeah.
And then 3, Wells is awesome. We say this every show.
He's the best.
Without all of the craziness of the refs being the main character of that game, we win that game. We go, down on a red and still get to halftime 2-0. If you watch the game and somehow are able to take the craziness out of it, the Rapids win that game. They won that game. The score didn't show it, but gosh, as a Rapids fan, it is wild in the best possible sense to watch Wells strategize with this Rapids team. And then in the post-game presser calling out the refs, it's the icing on the cake for me. We've said it since day one when we met him, when we got off the plane. He's just loved this guy so much. Very thankful for him.
Here.
Yeah. He won that game, but the score just didn't show it.
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway is Jay Crash's comment here in the Toyota chat. It's fun to be a Rapids fan, finally, and yes. Boy, was that fun. I want el takeaway grande from my guy here. But first, let's take a quick break, and we can leave the people on pins and needles until we get back to that. Toyota, the friends, the ultimate homies, the official vehicle of DNVR, because Toyota, low-key, the perfect Colorado car. Trucks, SUVs, they're part of Toyota's DNA. They've got four-wheel, they've got all-wheel, they've got hybrid cars. They've got you covered on all fronts. As I like to say, the perfect car to get lost, play hooky at work, go west into our beautiful mountains, and just get lost in your Toyota. Anyone at DNVR who drives a Toyota swears by it. Their customer care, their reliability, they've got it all. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, I urge you to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you today. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, a proud partner, in fact, of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. And boy, just like Coach Matt Wells has built the PIDs and this new system, New Built Restoration and Construction has you covered when your home repair hits. They're licensed general contractors who can help with any project, big or small, and they're available 24/7 and truly care about being there for their customers. Their over 600 reviews can attest to that. They'll work with your insurance to make your stressful process as smooth as it can possibly be. They offer repair services from fire damage to water damage, mold removal, repair services, commercial projects, you name it, they've got it. And they're true DNVR fans, excited to support us, and we're excited to support them. When that home emergency hits, New Built Restoration and Construction will be there at nubilt.com or 720-902-7472. Let them know DNVR sent you. Back in the Toyota lounge, doing the thing, and we teased it. Super producer Yaya's big takeaway from the T-Dot game.
People got to chill the fuck out. That's my big takeaway, man. People got to shut the fuck up on the internet sometimes. People calling for Zach Steffen to lose his job after dude kept you in games over the last 2-3 years. Like, it's insane. It's living in the moment. This guy is a world-class goalkeeper. He's a TAM player. He's probably a top 2 keeper in the league, and asking for his head immediately after a couple of bad games is insane. There's players on this team that you guys cheered on and you guys loved that never even played a minute in this team. I remember the hype for Ali Fadal last year, that people were, oh, this guy's going to be the shit. This guy's it. And then he never even played a minute for the Rapids that was worthwhile. This guy has come into the national team. This guy has come into the Rapids. This guy has been part of Champions League squad. He is a pro's pro. we all make mistakes. We all have our problems. I'm not cool with him making that kind of mistake because you are a pro. But that doesn't mean I'm calling for his head and starting to bench him. Nico Hansen was a part of the worst loss the Rapids have had this year. And people forget that. That New York game, he allowed 2 goals in there that were his fault. And nobody's claiming, where's Nico? No. You guys got to chill the fuck out because Zach is still him. Zach is still that guy. If this continues and it becomes a problem going forward, we can have a discussion. And that's fine. It's been a game and a half where he's had maybe not the best showing, and it's okay. It's not a problem. We shouldn't be calling for his head. This is why players don't want to play here. It's already hard to get a guy like Zach Steffen's like caliber here without the fan base already calling for his head over a mistake that he made. Wow. Where like it's so stupid, and I'm so irrational. I'm so angry all the fucking time.
It's not irrational. Preach it. Preach.
But like this is not the way that you do things in like real world. I want those people online to be fired next time they get my order wrong at McDonald's because I know they work there. Because if that's your fucking take.
So much for no one crashing out. I love this.
We almost made it.
Oh, I love this so much. What a phenomenal
We made it
take.
15 minutes
what
in.
What a phenomenal take. Let's go. Yeah. Yes. This is what this podcast needs. You know, this is a classic example of the not the hero we deserve, but the hero we need. That's Yaya right now. You guys can't see him, but he's literally wearing a cape and flying right now as he's doing this. Yaya, Toronto, and then Houston. Zach's worst 2 games since he's been in Colorado?
I think so, honestly. Yeah. And I think part of it comes down to like the defense also kind of fell asleep a little bit. And like Kosi Thompson had a great game, but that first goal, he completely lets a free shot come in, and that shot's just a nice shot that curves it into the right. I'm more mad at the second goal he allowed because that was just near post to take care of it. Like that's your job as a goalkeeper.
100%.
But that first one, it's like your defense has to help you out a little bit. Kosi Thompson lets go of the guy. He steps back instead of stepping into the guy, and it causes a goal. Like it's part of it. It's normal. I don't like this whole like Zach should be benched. I don't know why Nico's not starting. Yeah. Nico had a good year last year, but Nico also was the worst loss we had this year, and nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's reasonable. So, Toronto game, flush it, should have won it. In my mind, they're already at least 13 points. Mm-hmm. That was at the very least a tie. Josh Sargent then kind of wide open on a late corner and bags that in. Just a wacky one, but God, it was so fun. It had everything.
Crazy game, man.
It had everything. And then the Houston Massacre, which was... So now the Pids are at 19 goals for this season, tied with Vancouver for most in the entire league. And because year 2, right back and left back get red cards in the Toronto game, you are forced into a 3-man back line, which we then saw featured again in the game against Omaha yesterday. That was interesting. Kosi Thompson gets his debut, gets a brace. Georgi Minoungou, which I apologize if I got that pronunciation right, gets his first assist. My big takeaway is I was buzzing when there's a sequence where it's like Lucas Harrington runs down an attacker and has the perfect sliding tackle to eliminate like a great fast break chance for Houston. And then moments later, Wayne Frederick from the back builds up the perfect hockey assist for Georgi, who breaks down his defender like butter on the wing and puts in the perfect assist for Hoffa to bag one. This game had it all. We had 2 debuts. It was just phenomenal. Matt Wells soccer at its best. And the fact that they're already executing this at such a high level, I think is great. The soccer-wise guys, I was listening to them, they were saying the Pids are on the short list of must-watch teams in the MLS right now.
Absolutely.
Which I think is my big takeaway as well. But Dwayner, your 5 big takeaways from this one, maybe 6.
You know why they're must-watch soccer right now is because Rapids fans, myself included, have been whining and crying for a lights-out striker for so long because we don't score goals. We have one, but we don't need one. To borrow a phrase from the Buffalo Bills, everybody eats on this team. Your goals are going to come from Hoffa. I think he's going to break the in-season scoring record this year.
Let's go.
But the other thing is that those goals are going to come from everybody else. Did you think with a 3-man back that the newest player on the team was going to get a brace? Of course not.
No way.
Do you know what?
Certainly not that newest player.
Do you know what the number 1 radio station is in the Denver area for number of listeners?
Sure.
It's Cozy 101.
There you go.
It's Cozy 101.
Love it.
And we're all listening to a little Pitts Cozy 101 right now.
Damn straight.
Because this guy came in. Everyone's talking about Georgi. You know, we've got a new Georgi. We finally got a winger. And, you know, another defender comes in. It's not quite as exciting because that's what we've been seeing from the Rapids over and over. And all Cozy does is come in and get a brace in his first game. Playing from a 3-man back. I mean, really think about that. How crazy that is.
Insane.
It's bananas. And that's one, I love his debut. That's one of the biggest takeaways. He came in undercover. There wasn't a lot of fanfare, and he just stood on business, you know? And then the other is that we've got scorers from all over the pitch. Every position on the Colorado Rapids is a scoring position.
Pinch me. Is this real? Like,
Keegan's already scored.
What is going on?
Everybody is scoring.
How is this even possible?
It's awesome.
Hey,
That's
Lucas
why they're
Harrington
must-watch
has a goal
TV.
too. Like,
Dude.
So, I mean,
that's the kind of
Harrington, Cozy, Keegan.
So that's your defensive
Did
goal
Noah?
scorers around alone.
Noah was
Yeah,
one.
Noah
Yeah,
Cobb
Noah
got
one,
a
yep.
shot in. Also, I was like, what is Noah Cobb doing as playing second striker?
I mean, shoot, Jackson Travis hit a crossbar yesterday in the Omaha game. He was disappointed he didn't get that goal. Yeah, you're getting goals from the defense, the attackers. They're scoring goals just for fun.
Yeah.
And Karsha in the chat has a good point. It's like Kosi and Wayne are really wingbacks, and then you really do see those wingers kind of become strikers, and then you kind of see Hoffa drop into that like false 9.
Yeah.
With like
Yes.
Paxton being that
Yes.
10. And then Hamza just drops all the way back, and it's your third center back because
Right.
he's so aggressive.
Yep.
And then you have Josh Atencio or Wayne Frederick kind of pulling the strings in the middle with Paxton and Hoffa, and it just becomes this really like harmonic way of playing football. Like it is the very positionless way of playing soccer,
100%.
the way the world is moving, but in a very structured understanding what your role is in that position as well. You have a guy like Rob Holding, Lucas Harrington, that play that stone role, that has Pep, like that John Stone role, where it's like you're going to play that center back, but sometimes you're just going to run it all the way up until you're basically the 10. Someone's going to cover you, and then you're making a play, and you've seen it from those guys. That's the beauty of this game. Like, they've really turned this team into a modern football club. Now it's just, can you continue to be this modern football club going not just this year, next year, but if Matt Wiles leaves, can this be your new identity? Kind of like other MLS clubs around the league have turned tactics into their identity.
Shout out to Crash for being in the chat, joining us from the Confluence podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
What a team up. What a team up.
It's crazy. The fluidity of it, you know, Kosi, the selling point is he's versatile, you know.
Yep.
Dante Seeley kind of turned a corner in that Houston game, and he's been playing right wing the whole time. Now he's playing left wing instead of being an inverted winger. He's playing on the side of his strongest foot, his left foot, and all of a sudden he's bringing in assists. He's creating chances and stuff. He's been dangerous on corners and free kicks when they're from his side. I mean, there's just a fluidity, a versatility that's being maximized, that's being emphasized. And usually in the PIDs of yesteryear, I would really dwell on like, you can't let them score a goal in stoppage time. You can't let them score these kind of easy, lazy goals. But it's like, who cares? Get your chances. We're going to get 5 more than you do. And then let's see at the end of the day who is able to get more in the back of the net. It is such an entertaining, fun style of football. And to think we're only, 2 months into this?
Yep.
And how young this squad is and how much more can come from all this, it's dreamy.
I mean,
it's really dreamy.
When we have a new coach come in, we're usually, let's talk in May or June. Give the club, give the guys some time to gel in this new system. I mean, like you just said, we're only a couple months in. And this team's not even fully dialed in yet. And they're looking pretty great.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say part of that is, and we talk about it all the time, is Matt Wells is a guy that runs this team into the ground in training.
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest thing. I think also after this Houston game, we forget that it was the homecoming of Sam Vines and Cole Bassett. You've played both of those teams twice now this year. You each once this year, and you've beat both of them at the same time. The club made a lot of hard decisions this offseason, and I'm a guy that likes to critique the front office a lot, but I will also want to give them credit for making the hard decisions and letting go of your 2 most famous homegrowns, letting them explore greener pastures. We were really upset when Ollie was gone. But right now, the Rapids look like they made the right decision to make this team the best they can. And you're kind of getting to that point where you kind of get where the Avs are at and the Broncos are at, and even the Nuggets to some extent, where you might not like every choice that's being made, but you do trust the front office enough to say, I don't get it, but you're doing this. It might be for a reason, and let's let it work out. That they've earned a little bit of that to this point so far.
Yeah, it's really maximized all the talent that they have, and it's crazy that it's paying immediate dividends. And then we've already seen like so many different formations. This was something that Paxton, as we're trying to like have him nail down, what's your preferred position, what have you, and he's talking about, under Matt Wells, I can play different ways, and we're going to play different formations based on the opponent, and we trust whatever formation's out there that we can still play our type of football, in honor of Matt Wells. I feel okay calling it football. I've always been a soccer guy, but it's we had different formations under Armis, but that felt more out of necessity, and it always felt like, okay, they tried this. They're still trying to figure this, that, and the other out. When they play with a 3-man back line, when they play with 2 up front. Not now. It's like it's just a different way of producing the same type of game.
Well, the philosophy doesn't change, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So the system doesn't change, and Matt Wells' ball is, he's been very upfront about it. I'm going to play my way, coach my way. When we asked him that question, he's not going to follow someone else's style. And his style, he said from day one, was, what Yaya had said about, I'm going to work these guys really, really hard, and you sort of wonder, is he just being a coach, like trying to say a PR type thing? But Matt Wells is true to his word on everything. Like there's no fluff involved with his post-game pressers or anything. What he tells you is what is being done. Yeah. And the vision was, we're going to control the ball. We're going to dominate the field. And that has been the same through the season. Mm-hmm. Whether the formation, what that looks like, if there's 3 on the back or 4 on the back, doesn't really matter. You shift based on what your opponent's formation looks like. But the philosophy and the vision of being a possession-based, controlling, dominating team has stayed consistent. And I think that's the difference between what we're seeing this season and the last couple of seasons, is that there was a philosophy, but the team didn't really hold to that philosophy. Whereas there's no excuses with Matt Wells. You're either on the bus or you're off. and this is what the Rapids are now. We're playing this way, and it's been very consistent. And the players have. I mean, it doesn't matter if they want to buy in or not. You can sit on the bench if you don't want to. Is kind of the feeling you get from Matt Wells. But everyone's bought in. Everybody's, to pids it up. Everyone's rowing in the same direction.
For such an aggressive system, the buy-in and the immediate kind of execution and getting behind that philosophy's been impressive.
Yeah.
The Omaha game, they get their 1-0 win against Omaha Union Omaha. And I think maybe my biggest takeaway in this one is you can play that system no matter who's in it. It's also, this system's a bit tricky. Like, Union had a couple really nice chances. One at the very start of the game where they just miss it wide by an inch. And another one where Nico Hansen had one of the saves
craziest
of the
dive.
season.
Yep.
But you play so well in space, you're also going to lend your opponents some space, some fast break opportunities. And that's something that still needs to be refined. That's something that still needs to be fine-tuned. There's a reason that in the 3 new signings we talked about on the last pod, 2 of them are on the defensive side. And while I really believe in this team's depth and their ability to compete on all fronts, I do think the midfield depth is a concern, and in keeping, everything tethered together, the attacking phase and the defensive phase together, that midfield still needs to come around a little bit. And I think maybe that's my biggest takeaway in this one. Also, speaking of the midfield, we got the youngest debut in club history in Nathan Chumba at 15. And boy, he already was bigger than like just about anyone else on the pitch. Big boy.
Yep.
That's actually another part about Matt Wells that's so great. And we were talking about the show. There hasn't been a lot of minutes for him in Rapids 2 either. But both Boucher and Wells have talked really highly of this kid. And there's another part of European culture where you let the kids play. Like, you let young players get chances in kind of your Open Cup games, kind of in your FA Cup games and all that kind of stuff, your Carabao games.
Yeah.
And I think it's really smart of Matt Wells to kind of bring in that same mentality over for the Rapids, because the Rapids do have a lot of really talented young soccer players, because a lot of them get called up into national teams. They have like 2 U16 Mexican players. They have like 3 U16 and under players. They have like 4 USMNT U17 players. They get call-ups because they have young, talented players in Colorado.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of Matt Wells giving this kid a chance. It's like, hey, man, we're really, really impressed by what you've been doing. Go show us what you can do with the big guys. It might not be perfect. Guys like Lamine Yamal, guys like Deo, guys like Dembele, guys that get their debut very young in like these really big leagues, don't always show out their first game. It takes like they're usually deers caught like in headlights.
Yeah,
it takes a minute for a lot of these guys. Even Kate Sullivan doesn't get minutes regularly, and I think this is just like the first step where you can kind of start building that dream for these young guys and like the academy. Like, I can debut at 15. I can be one of those guys. I can be the next dude. I just got to put in the work.
Yeah, and I think it's a responsible way to give him that debut, because it puts him in a legit competitive match. It's Open Cup, and it's competitive. It's a level, above MLS 2, to where he can come in and play versus just tossing him out into a regular season MLS game. Yeah. It was a great way to test him. It was just a good location and good time and good opportunity to use that tournament. My biggest takeaway that connects with that is U.S. Open Cup has always been a source of embarrassment for the Rapids.
Sure has.
And as fans, we always expect when U.S. Open Cup comes around, it's like, well, time to send in the bench players or some, a whole squad of kids we've never heard of before. That was not the case.
No.
First team starters were starting in this game. The roster was not one of those throwaway rosters. That sounds mean. I don't mean it that way. But it's just kind of like you feel that way in the past of we're not taking this game very seriously. We're not taking this tournament very seriously. But we had our first team starters out there, even though there were 7 changes from the Houston to last night's game. That's fine. You've got 3 games in a week. That's just smart.
2 of those are guys who had reds and couldn't play in the Houston
exactly.
game. So.
Yeah, and so it's just smart roster management to begin with. But you still had power on that roster. It wasn't like a tournament that we were not taking seriously. Related to that is like, if we dive into the bench, we dive into the subs for US Open Cup, you still feel pretty good about that.
Oh yeah.
Like if we were like, oh, we're sitting all of our starters and bringing in the bench, like, cool, let's roll. Like, I think we've got the talent on this squad to where when we dip into the non-starters in here, it's no longer we're mailing it in. We don't care. It's still a competitive roster. That is I think that's an understated fact about this roster right now that
no doubt
people aren't getting, is that even when we have to make those changes because we've got 3 games in 7 days, or for a U.S. Open Cup, giving some people some chances, this is still a squad that's deep enough to still compete in these side tournaments. All these side quests are still winnable quests as well, which is an incredible change from what we're used to.
Yeah, 100%. Now they advance. They get to play a little Centennial State Derby against the Switchbacks, who trounced SKC. I mean, I only caught the highlights, but that game, they beat them 3-0. They could have beat them 5-0. And they're not even having a great year in the USL right now. So that'll be a really interesting one. Speaking of, Open Cup embarrassments, I hope they show up for that and make sure that they're, little brother down south doesn't get them, and that they advance to the quarterfinals from there. Only the 5th time in franchise history that they've made it to the round of 16 in U.S. Open Cup, so not bad.
I do want to say, I think the best thing that could happen for the Rapids is if they never go back to the burgundy and the blue. The best thing that could happen for them is if they don't look anything like the Rapids because they're playing like a different team. I say we keep the black uniforms, change the colors, and then just never look like the Rapids again, and I hope it just continues to be like them. I think that's their biggest benefit, that they look nothing like the Colorado Rapids anymore.
There was the survey results that the rebrand is coming, but the PID's name will stay.
Yeah, Burgundy will stay. PIDs will stay.
It should. I'd trade in the colors if it means they win.
Yeah.
And I think that's related.
I kind of remember Cello tearing up last year when we talked to him. And
I mean, I'm just, that's, it's not you. It's definitely the team. Yeah. I mean, look, as a designer, I love talking colors and kits and all of this stuff. This squad plus Matt Wells is going to win. I don't give a shit what they're wearing. Like, put them in whatever colors you want. I don't care.
It's the colors, and I'm going to stick with this. It's once they go back to that burgundy, I'm going to be afraid. Keep it black.
I mean, they're playing good in black. They're now in the 6th seed in the West. They are 4th in goal differential in the West. They have as many points as Miami, who is the 3rd seed in the East. So that gives you an idea. For goal differential, they would be behind only Nashville in the Eastern Conference. And now you have Miami after Mascherano just stepped down as their head coach at Mile High in a huge showcase game. And I feel great about this. I feel like you're getting Inter Miami at just the right time. And at home, too, with a raucous crowd. Hopefully the city really shows out for this one. And I think an upset's brewing. But, boys, how are you feeling in this one?
We're talking Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get to the super chat since it's related?
Sure.
Super chat came in. What is the kit for this weekend? Is it colorful Colorado or original green? Need to know for fit. I have been talking with the club since I saw this super chat come in live. We believe it's going to be the colorful Colorado kit versus Miami in their pinks. It won't be the green. That was for last year. I don't think you're going to see that again.
Yeah.
Except for in the stands. By all means, you can wear it because it's beautiful and they're celebrating the 30 year. Those green kits are beautiful. But for this Saturday, we're guessing it's most likely going to be colorful Colorado kits, which will match up nicely against the Miami's primary pink kits. So thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. I hope that answer helps you. And
5-star G.
Get your fit ready for Saturday with 60,000 other people that are going to be there. It's going to be crazy.
They're plus 235 underdogs in this one.
That's where the Pids want to be. I mean, nothing is just a backhand slap to the MLS, to MLS, for those of you that don't like the word "the" in front of it. Then being an underdog and your own stadium with 60,000 fans, get out of here. Like this is all of the major, MLS sports pundits all picking the Pids to be terrible, to finish outside the playoffs, to be 13th or 14th. It's just been that since the beginning. This whole the Rapids. No, this is a different team. Their coach quit because they have to come and play the Rapids in front of 60,000 rabid Rapids fans this Saturday. I think the Rapids get it done.
I love it.
They're getting it done.
Yeah. And it takes me back to one of my proudest moments being a Rapids fan is getting revenge as an AC Milan fan on Steven Gerrard, watching him walk alone as we eliminated the LA Galaxy in the 2016 playoffs. Let's take it to Messi as well. Let's give him a taste of the business. Let's show them what Colorado's all about. Let's introduce these guys to some Matt Wells ball. Get ready to learn Matt Wells, buddy.
My fear is Matt Wells has his team humming, and Messi's like, him. That's my guy.
Oh.
Bring him over. That's my dude.
Shut up,
yeah.
I don't need that kind of voodoo.
That's my fear. That they're gonna see he has that team humming. Messi's gonna be like, bring him here now.
Yeah.
That's my next coach. It would fit him perfectly because Matt Wells' ball is the Zerby ball, which comes from Pep ball, which comes from where Messi played. It all originates from the same thing.
Facts.
It would make too much sense. But I don't know if Messi would want to be coached that hard, which is the other issue.
Yep.
But
that's the grossest thing I've ever heard you say.
But it's also
filthy.
But it's also does Messi need to be coached that hard? But regardless, my biggest thing about this game this weekend is if they do get the 60,000 fans in that stadium, it's just going to prove more and more that the stadium shouldn't be where it's at right now, and that Denver truly is a soccer city through and through. It bleeds football, or whatever you call it in Italy. What is it called?
Calcio.
Calcio. Denver is a true soccer town, and that the one reason that they don't follow the Rapids and that people are not intrigued is because of poor ownership, and they're not creating any intrigue for the team. Because if people are willing to come and show out for the summit for USMNT, for USWNT, and the Rapids at Mile High, that means that people want it. It's just not given to them in the proper way. It's like giving me a sandwich that's been on the ground and then you want to give it to me. Give me my sandwich in a plate and I'll eat it perfectly fine. And I think that's going to, whether the Rapids do sell it out like the Summit did, it's just going to prove that point once again.
Yeah, it's also a massive opportunity, as Crash is saying in the chat. Like, Saturday could really be where the PIDs go mainstream.
They put they put MLS on notice.
100%
is what they do on Saturday.
100%. And you're catching Miami at a perfect time. They've only won 1 of their last 6. You know, as a betting man, new coach games can always be tricky. Teams with the new coach always get a bit of a bump, you know, that's always a bit of a motivator. But I mean, it's crazy, but I'm not scared.
No, in Wells we trust.
I kind of expect a win. And also the over-under set at 3.5. Hammer the over.
Yes.
Hammer the over. I expect this to be a back and forth affair and high scoring, and like put them in the grinder, like make them feel the altitude just at a frenetic pace going back and forth. So yeah, this one's exciting. I cannot wait for it at 2:30 on Saturday.
Messi starts or a late sub like last time we played Miami?
I think he starts this one. I
Think
think
so?
they need him.
They definitely need him.
I have a question. Who's the player that gets sold because of this game for the Rapids? Last time it was Moise Bombito. Chased down Messi, made highlights, and everybody around the world knew who Moise was. They learned Bombito that day. Do you think it's going to be Lucas Harrington this time? Do you think it's a Georgi?
Who's the guy who's going to shut down Messi? It's got to be Lucas.
To me, it's either Lucas or Hamza are going to be one of those two guys that starts creating buzz, and they're like, oh, that guy is either a top 3 center back in the league or a top 3 defensive midfielder in the league.
Lucas is the easy answer because it's the right answer. I also don't overlook Hafa. Hafa's stock is up, up, up. He plays the way he's been playing, bags another couple goals. People will start to really pay attention to old Hafa Navarro.
How many cards are going to be flying because of the Messi effect on the Rapids' physical defense? Like, how much of a problem is that going to be?
They have been a bit card heavy.
Mm-hmm. And Messi's going to get the call every time.
I'd set the over under at 6.5.
6.5 cards?
Uh-huh.
Woo!
Right? Because anything else, you're hammering the over.
Yeah.
6.5, at least you start to be like, do I really take the over? I don't know. That feels a little high. But
like it.
Yeah.
That's spicy.
I mean, I think it'll be... I think this is going to have everything, man.
I think so.
I think it's going to have it all.
I'm going to be watching youth soccer with Rapids on my phone, watching at the same time this Saturday.
And Inter Miami has another away game at RSL on Wednesday. So that'd be the only reason where maybe you rest Messi and don't start him. But again, I think they're at a point where they can't be...
They need points.
They need the points. They need to kind of get some positive momentum going and figure this out.
There's a lot of good teams who have kind of let it slide early in the season. And then later you have a couple teams who have a run. And it's those early season losses where you dropped a few points that do you in when it's playoff time.
Yeah,
it's also sure. Miami's going to recover. They're going to bring in Casemiro. They're going to go get Mo Salah. They're going to go do what Miami does.
I mean, could they be the Neymar team?
Neymar, like they're gonna go build this back up the way they do. Go get all these extreme superstars. Like I still think Messi plays because he wants to rest for the World Cup too coming up. So I don't think he wants to be too tired either. So he'll play this one and then I think rest a little bit more closer to the World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's the... Oh, no, they're done with Champions Cup, huh? Crazy. Yeah, it's an exciting one. Well, best player in the world coming to the Mile High City.
Oh, Messi.
Yeah,
Oh,
best
okay.
player in the
I
world.
thought we were talking Lucas Harrington.
Coming
Sorry.
to the Mile High City. A rumor that's been going on the NWSL side.
Speaking of Australia,
Because old Sam Kerr had to take to Instagram and say that she hasn't made a decision yet, which is a poo-pooing the what seemed like a pretty high-end report coming out of Australia that she was going to leave Chelsea for the Denver Summit. So she's still making a decision. That also means a decision is in the works to be made. How are we feeling about Sam Kerr potentially coming to Denver Summit? How would you hedge the likelihood of this happening?
that's crazy.
Sure is.
Oh, man. I mean, with Denver Summit, with this ownership group and the decisions that are being made, anything is on the table. It gets down to the monies, which I don't fully understand yet with NWSL. You do have your new rule in effect. We'll call it the Trinity Rodman rule, where now you can spend more money on a player. Lindsay Heaps was asked that question when we had an initial presser with her, if that's where the money was going to come from to pay her. She was a little sheepish on answering that and not having a real answer. So I don't know if you can have more than one of those players, or if it's a, DP TAM type situation as a MLS, comparison. But, if the money if it's allowable for the money, and again, not an NWSL finance guy here by any means, but I do think if the money would allow for it, I think Denver Summit would make that move for sure. And then you have late June, early July, the new temporary stadium opens at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
And your first games back would be with Lindsay Heaps and Sam Kerr joining the squad in your new temp stadium at your new training facility.
And you've been super solid defensively.
Yes.
You just need that extra injection.
Kussler can't do it on her own.
Just funnel some goals Kessler's way, funnel some assists her way, and she'll bag pretty insane stuff. Yeah. Again, I can't believe these are our lives.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. There's too much smoke for there not to be the fire. That's my thing.
Agree completely.
There's when you go out there and have to publicly say, I haven't made a decision yet, you guys are all capping. It means to me the offer's out there. And knowing this ownership, we don't have this cronky ass ownership with the Summit where it's we'll see. No, they're gonna push for it. They want it. This same ownership is the same ownership that wants the WNBA in Colorado. It's the same ownership that wants the PWHL in Colorado. They care. They want the best of the best 100%. Here in Denver. They're gonna keep pushing. They're gonna get a top tier superstar to pair with Lindsay Heaps. Whether it's Sam Kerr, whether it's some other high-end player around the world, whether it's go get Sophia Wilson, they're gonna go do something where it's gonna be they mean this, they want it, they want the whole enchilada, and it's gonna happen. I don't know how, when, but I think by next year we're gonna have Lindsay Heaps and Sam Kerr jerseys around town. It's gonna be incredible,
insane. I believe. Let's reward our headline question. Circle back to the top. Are the Pids legit Western Conference contenders?
100%.
All in.
All in. All you have is Vancouver and LAFC.
Yeah. And I do. right, we've closed the gap where like now you're
there's-
ahead of San
yeah.
Diego in the standings, RSL, San Jose, Seattle, like Miami. I feel like they can compete and go play against anyone.
Yep.
Are they where Vancouver and LAFC are? Still need to get there. But again, given the early returns and how young this squad is and how new this system is, crazy not to think that in 4 months you could close that gap and be there.
Let me throw this out to you. You take a look at how the Rapids are playing right now. Not fully gelled, but playing really well against, legit opponents. Post World Cup break, the Rapids have one of the easiest schedules to finish out the season. Okay? So I'm not saying going head to head with LAFC and Vancouver every Saturday night. I'm saying you got to get the points to win the conference. That's what matters. The playoffs are different. But right now, we're in the regular season, and all that matters is bagging points. We take our tough side of the schedule, which is pre-World Cup break, which is what we're in right now. We're looking pretty good. We get some more points. Then after World Cup, the team is really starting to gel. Maybe there's a summer transfer move that we don't even know about yet that comes in that improves the squad even more. And now you've got to run downhill to the playoffs where the Rapids should have a winnable half of the season. So for me, LAFC and Vancouver are just words on the table, right? They're just words.
Love this.
All that matters is the numbers beside those words. And the Rapids could easily have, top of the table in the Western Conference amount of points by it based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm not being rude looking at my phone. I'm ready to place a plus 2,500 bet that the Rapids win the West in the regular season. What do you think? Legit contenders? Are we crazy?
I think it's legit contenders, and I think the biggest reason they are, and it makes sense for them, it's that +7 goal differential.
Yeah.
Last year we talked about it. They were in the exact same spot, 6, 5, 4. They kind of flip-flopped all year from those kind of three positions, and then they ended up being out of the playoffs. And it's all because of the goal differential. They were -3, -2. They were not defending. They were not scoring. They were just kind of scraping by. This team is winning, and maybe the defense could have a little bit of can improve a little bit because the top teams in the West I have 4, 2, 8 goals against them. So maybe just improving that defense a little bit, but that +7 goal differential just means that you're a legit team. It means that you're finding ways to score, you're finding ways to defend, and you're finding ways to come out with results every time.
Well, being at Mile High against Messi and Inter Miami is going to be a great test to see if we're just drinking the Kool-Aid or if there's smoke to the fire. I cannot wait. Well, Dwayner, what do we say in these cases?
Oh, Saturday, it is up the Pids.
Up the damn Pids, baby. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We out.
We all silly like the mayor.